All right, let's dive right into this explainer and unpack the mission, the requirements, and the day-to-day reality of teaching roles at the Azim Premji Foundation. If you're an educator or honestly just someone looking to pivot into a career with massive social impact, you've probably heard their name floating around. They run schools across India with a highly laser-focused goal, and that is improving the quality of education in rural and underserved areas. So today, we're decoding a recent job posting from the foundation. We're going to see exactly what they demand, what the job actually entails, and help you figure out if this is the right fit for your next big career move.
Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. 1. A mission-driven career. 2. Who are they looking for? 3. Where will you teach? 4. The nature of the work. And finally, 5. How to apply.
Section 1. A mission-driven career. Understanding the core mission and the why behind this organization is absolutely crucial before we get into anything else. There is a massive night and day contrast between a routine, standard teaching job and a role that's intensely focused on deep educational reform. The foundation is super explicit about this. They aren't looking for someone who just wants to clock in, read from a syllabus, and clock out of a typical private school. Working with a well-known nonprofit like this is an opportunity aimed squarely at real social impact. They want passionate teachers ready to roll up their sleeves and make a tangible difference in the educational system itself. At the very heart of their philosophy is a strict dedication to innovative teaching. They demand educators who champion concept-based learning over traditional rote memorization. You know, in a lot of educational systems, just memorizing facts to pass a test is the standard. Well, the Azim Premji Foundation actively pushes back against that. They want to ensure children are actually grasping the concepts. It's a much more progressive and ultimately a much more impactful way to teach.
Moving right along to Section 2, who are they looking for? Let's break down the eligibility criteria.
Okay, so it's not just about passion. There are specific benchmarks you absolutely have to meet. First, the baseline. You must have a graduation degree in a relevant subject. Think maths, science, English, or social science. From there, your specific teaching certification dictates where you fit into the puzzle. If you want to teach pre-primary, you need nursery teacher training, or NTT. For the primary level, a diploma in elementary education, or DEL-Ed, is required. And if you're aiming for middle or high school, you've got to hold a Bachelor of Education, or B.Ed. It's a highly structured approach, and it guarantees they have specialized experts at every single stage of a child's development.
2 years. That is the magic number and the absolute minimum teaching experience required to even be considered. So they aren't looking for fresh graduates right out of teachers' college. They need veterans who have already spent some real time at the front of a classroom.
So why is that 2-year benchmark a total deal breaker? Well, it ensures you've already mastered the heavy lifting: classroom management, lesson planning, and student engagement. By having those fundamentals totally locked in, your energy can be completely devoted to the students and the foundation's innovative curriculum. You won't be spending your first year just trying to figure out how to manage a room full of energetic kids. You'll be expected to hit the ground running from day one.
Now, beyond degrees and experience, there is a very strict dual language requirement. Yes, you must be proficient in English, but equally important, you are expected to know the local language of the state where you're placed. Language is literally the bridge here. Because these students come from local, rural backgrounds, bilingual teaching isn't just a nice-to-have, it's absolutely essential to effectively connect with them and ensure those complex concepts are truly understood.
Section 3. Where will you teach? Let's look at the job locations and what that actually means for your daily life. If selected, you could be placed in any of these 5 states: Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Rajasthan, or Uttarakhand. You could literally be bringing high-quality education directly to any of these regions. And it's really important to note that these are highly strategic locations. The foundation specifically targets its efforts in areas that historically need dedicated, highly qualified teachers the absolute most.
But here is the reality check. You have to be genuinely open to relocation. These schools are mostly situated in rural or semi-urban developing regions. You aren't just accepting a new job, you're fully integrating into an underserved community. It requires a very specific mindset, one that actually embraces developing areas and is genuinely excited by the prospect of bringing top-tier education far outside the major metropolitan hubs.
Section 4. The nature of the work. Let's dive into the daily expectations.
Your day-to-day reality is going to go way, way beyond standard textbook lectures. Working here means expanding into deep community engagement and highly hands-on, activity-based lessons. Because you're working with children from underserved communities, understanding their context outside the classroom is totally vital. Plus, your role might even involve participating in broader teacher training programs, meaning you're helping to elevate the standard of education across the entire region, not just within your specific four walls. It's an incredibly active, holistic approach to education.
Finally, Section 5, How to Apply. Let's quickly go over the application process.
If this mission is resonating with you, here is your 3-step game plan. Step 1. Double-check your eligibility. Do you have the degree, the specific certification, the 2 years of experience, and the bilingual capabilities? Step 2. Have a really honest conversation with yourself about your readiness to relocate to a rural or semi-urban area. And if you can confidently check both of those boxes, you move to Step 3, submitting your application. To get that started, you can access the online application form directly by visiting bit.ly/schoolteacher-all. That link will take you right into the Foundation's portal to begin the process. As we wrap up this explainer, I think it's crystal clear that the Azim Premji Foundation is offering a whole lot more than just a paycheck. They are offering a legitimate chance to be part of meaningful education reform. So it all leaves us with one final, profound question. Are you ready to step out of the routine and transform your teaching career into a true mission for social change? If your answer is yes, well, you've now got the roadmap to get started.